what's interesting though is he said 24 for the public, that's your Old Testament, and then he says all these was like whatever the number 90 or other books are for the elect only.
Interesting.
So, and then like you open the book of Enoch and it says right off the bat, this book is for the elect. It's like, okay.
The earth spins at 1,000 miles per hour, they say. And at 67,000 miles per hour orbits the sun.
Yeah.
And at 514,000 miles per hour, the sun orbits the galaxy. That's a whole lot of moving for something that feels like it ain't moving at all. Those twinkling lights up above you are light years away. That's why there's no parallax to be seen. You live on a giant ball, and it takes faith to believe that you do. And I guess I just don't have enough, 'cause I swear it's as flat as it looks.
It's all just cartoons, they say, Vato locos forever, man. Roast beef and mashed potatoes. John Pettit is a cross-eyed retard.
Colleen, you okay?
Oh yeah, wonderful.
Oh my God, we gotta.
That they're trying to like not have out there.
Funny how that works.
And you're going to be stuck here forever.
So I have a well, at this point, because we all know the true, nature of our realm. So at this point, it is about fellowship, because where else are you going to get with other people that are like-minded like you, and to be able to share the same ideas and not be made fun of or looked down upon or just whatever. Yeah, so this is, it's all, absolutely, it's about the love and the fellowship.
He's never gonna know anything different.
He's never even been in the school. Well, we tell him the whole thing. Like,
yeah, we get
this
the
is what, because he's got
whole
cousins in school, and so we just, whatever you think, dude, you can figure out if you think we're spinning right now, or what. The rest is entrepreneurism, business, trust law, banking law. Like, we'll teach you what you know, because you're not going to learn any of that.
Oh, that banking stuff makes me mad. $1,000 equity loan, and I read the whole thing, and I get to the back, and it says, at the end of this loan, you will pay 25%. So I walk into the bank, and I said, why am I paying 25%? And the banker said, that would be illegal. And I said, I knew.
You know how few people speak very clearly and there's nothing valuable there? We can teach you that.
Mask of the beast, 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 the mask of the beast, a faceless cock on Ogre and Maisie. Just like Tuttle Buttle of the earth, everyone's gone totally retarded. Auto believers of the television programming.
Bonnie Bon Bon, this is my little girl. Ready?
Now you're out of breath. another and busy. Faceless cock, another and busy.
Glad you made it.
WWWF. I said,
Isn't that something?
everyone's still totally retarded. Still believing all the television programming.
The higher you are, the farther you can see.
Another double yeah.
And there's David's drone.
Got the drone to you. Woo! That's a lot of people.
WWWF. Now you're out of breath.
One more time! The Earth is! Science and Iron.
Flatoberfest of 2022. Very exciting. It was very fun last night. Yesterday, meeting everybody, it was a meet and greet. Today's the big deal. And now, from being over there, we're now at the Greenville Shrine Event Center. So from here, this is where all the action's gonna be. We're gonna have all the presenters, all the vendors that are flat earth based, almost like a flat earth market. I've met people last night. A lot of them were saying this is their umpteenth time because they've been to every single one, so it's exciting. Newbies, intermediates, and experts. So let's check it out. So check this out. What's funny is if you are single and you're a flat earther, you wear this and all singles will single you out. So that's actually a good way to actually get somebody who you may be looking for. It's pretty cool. But I'm already taken. Thank you so much, alright? Check it out. There we go. Official. Let's get started. So right over here to our right we have David.
Hey, I got something for you. I got something for you.
We're all waking
Good, and yourself?
Well, you know, my go-to answer is that I'm living the dream one nightmare at a time.
Seems about appropriate.
Definitely. This is Media Bear in the house. This is great, fantastic. 6 feet, guys. 6 feet, always 6 feet. 6 feet, 6 feet.
Okay, everybody settle down.
We are going to get started. If everybody's ready, we're about to introduce the one and only Mr. Mark Sargent to the stage.
Is Bob Nodell in here?
Is Bob
in here?
Bob's in the back.
Bob may have an answer for that question about the rocket stopping.
Bob's back there.
Okay, Karen, do you remember this? We may have had this conversation years ago. Remember when they said the rocket had some type of a pin inside of it with a spring that it would actually...
The yo-yo braking system. It was on Amazing Acts of Science on like Discovery or the Science Channel.
Huh?
And you can still buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And they say that the reason the rocket stopped now was because weights were wound up around it.
Whatever.
And then as it went, it rotated. And then the yo-yo braking system.
Yeah. Yo-yo braking. I got your yo-yo right here.
Oi, oi. Thank you. That's what they said it was. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
One other question. Do you think that the role of the arts, like, painters, writers, singers, composers,
yes.
do you see that it has a place in sharing and in basically like influencing the same way that the news and the media influences it? Is there such a thing as like flat earth or non-round earth artists anywhere?
Oh, are you kidding? There's a bunch of, one thing I love about the Flat Earth community is it's extremely creative. So, the 5 forms of the arts, right? Pictures, everything 2D, sculptures, music, dance, and literature, right? We represent all those sectors. There's not a lot of dance. Not a lot of flat earth choreography.
That's coming tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. But the others. Come on. If you've never looked at it, I've had a flat earth music playlist where people just start sending me and say, hey, I made a flat earth song, or this song is inspired by flat earth, and it goes on and on and on. And the painting, the slideshows, which I do for a lot of my interviews, there's a lot of original art in there by flat earth people. No, flat earth people are the most creative people ever when it comes to this, and we are because mainstream is so structured and so it's awful. It's absolutely awful. No, we create our own news, and our news is far more effective because it inspires. Mainstream news just talks to you. We inspire people.
All right, Flatoberfest 2022. I'm here with Mark Sargent, who, for the first time in a couple of years, was able to make it out.
Yes, I wasn't here last year because I was worried about the whole pandemic thing, but Karen insisted. She said if I didn't come this year, she would use her witch-like powers and turn me into something unnatural.
Oh, you definitely don't want that to happen.
No, I don't. No, Karen really scares me.
So you glad you made the haul?
Yeah, I did. I flew in from Seattle, 5-hour flight. But the pandemic changed things. I couldn't even fly into Greenville.
Oh, really?
I had to go into Charlotte and then drive down from Charlotte. But it was nice because we shot a commercial up there earlier in the week. And so Rick Hummer and I met up there because he shot it. He came in from Indiana and drove me down here. And now we've been staying together, and it has been absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful staying with Rick.
How do you like coming out and speaking in public as opposed to, video uploads, interviews, Flat Earth Clues interviews with everybody, all valuable stuff? How do you like speaking in public, and what's your favorite? Did you like making content on videos? Do you like coming out and seeing people?
You can't get enough of seeing people directly. The energy of this place, I've been here since Friday morning. It's been amazing. When you get a room, of hundreds of people, they're all on the same page, and they're not worried about getting hit with backlash from friends and family and coworkers. There's no substitute for that. So even though I like making content, doing it, talking to a live audience, and I really love the Q&A.
Oh,
so
awesome.
just sitting up there and having people organically come up, and yes, there was a lot of people that came afterwards and talked to me on the side because they were too shy to ask a question on camera. I love that too. So it's very similar to the podcast when people are coming, because I don't know anyone I'm talking to on the podcast. But this, you can't replace it. So I just wish, I'm sad that we didn't get to do this more often.
Do you see like a reinvigoration of Flat Earth, like with these other platforms like TikTok and other things that are blowing up now? We're seeing a lot of the topics we look into, especially Flat Earth, with almost like 2 billion results when you do hashtag Flat Earth on TikTok. And you have spoken before how some of that stuff's getting like recycled and put back up on YouTube. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah.
And how do you think that? How do you think these things? Because a lot of us like, okay, we saw the Rona thing roll out.
Right.
We saw the nonsense that was pushed on platforms like TikTok, and we're not going to go too far into that.
Yeah.
So we kind of get discouraged away from that. But at the same time, it's got to be really encouraging to see the younger crowd, even if some of the videos are not that complete or they're cringy.
Right.
They're waking up, dude.
Right.
They're speaking truth rather than speaking celebrities.
Yes, absolutely. So what happened was, it seemed like in the short term we got stunted quite a bit because the whole pandemic thing squeezed us to where we couldn't do a lot of live events, we couldn't do a lot of meetups. But the platforms, what happened was everyone was home watching, tapping out everything they could on Netflix and HBO Max and all those things, to where they started going on YouTube and going down rabbit holes where otherwise they wouldn't, because they're home. It's like, I gotta watch something. And people start sharing the rabbit holes, and the kids especially, they started doing it too. I don't even have a TikTok account. And I'm watching all these kids. What they're doing is they're grabbing YouTube videos, they're making reaction videos to Flat Earth videos. They're consolidating their own image, their own stuff. But what you were saying, sometimes it's kind of cringeworthy. It's like, how much Flat Earth can you condense into 2 minutes?
I have a hard time making
videos. For us, it's like, whoa, it's really tough. I understand. The shortest things I do are like radio interviews, and that's like 5-6 minutes. You can pull some things there, but it's fine, because what happens is they do reaction videos to our stuff and put them on TikTok, and then we do compilations. We grab all those and put them back on YouTube. So it's becoming cyclical, and the engine just keeps turning and turning. So I predict, why wouldn't it? Any platform that comes on, where TikTok or wherever the big one thing is going to be, I don't know how you can do anything.
They're all going to blow up with Flat Earth.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? The content we got such a great head start. We had before the pandemic thing, we had a 5-year head start, so we made so much content. So it was easy for them. And all these kids want to be influencers. They're so hyper aware about social media. It's like, grab, what's buzzing, what's trending, and it's so easy for them to do. Great.
It's kind of like their ticket in to try and be like a celebrity in a bit. Yeah. But at the same way, if they want to be a celebrity amongst their people, but with good information, that's cool, man.
Oh yeah,
we'll take that all day, dude.
Yeah, if you want, any kids that are out there listening, you want to get. It wasn't a big secret on YouTube that we were so controversial and so polarizing that every major channel, you saw it, every major channel did a Flat Earth video. And so the kids react to that. It's like, oh, Shane Dawson did a Flat Earth video, Logan Paul did a Flat Earth video, Jubilee did a Flat Earth video, you name it, everyone did one. And so, they grab it and do their own version.
Once they can get past the disinfo, though, it's just going to grab them like it had to all of us, because it's like the most fascinating thing ever.
Yeah.
And there's so much truth behind it, whereas everything they've been looking at their whole life has been nonsense.
To your point, kids don't share, I just thought of this just now as you were saying that, kids don't share the mainstream crap. They see through that.
Oh,
it's not very interesting. So the kids, they see mainstream, it's like, oh, it's just canned and boring and very sanitized. They grab the gritty stuff. They grab the interesting stuff, and then they put their own take on it, which is how many of the kids on TikTok, all they're doing is posting or putting their own take on our facts.
They'll do those side-by-side reaction videos.
Right.
Like it'll put somebody that's putting the facts, they'll be next to it like, whoa, wow.
Yeah.
That helps. That's, boom, that's making that stuff viral.
Yeah, they have helped us, and great, wonderful, whole new generation of people. And I even saw a few Friday when they came in. Peter, when he went out to Clemson University, I was talking to Clemson University kids that came to our thing on Friday. It was like awesome. Drive over and talk to them. They all had great questions.
That was a really good sign. So Peter, what's his last name again?
Jarvio.
Peter Jarvio, who has been going to Clemson and talking to people. He went up on the stage, not on the stage, but you were on the stage doing Q&A. He came up and spoke in front of everybody. Maybe they saw it in the Flatoberfest stream, maybe they didn't. Yeah. But he spoke of how he was actually invited by one of the teachers to go and sit in the classroom with the teacher and like 17 students and talk about Flat Earth for 30 minutes. Yeah. Dude, I call that a huge win.
That is a huge win. Absolutely fantastic. Peter Jarvio, if you don't know, is probably our most prolific street activist. He goes to campuses, he contacts them and says, hey, do I need a permit to speak in your quad? He goes, he sets up, and they say, oh, what day are you going to be there? It's like, no, I'm going to be there all days. And he shows up for a week. 8 hours a day, and just, does the same 5-10 minutes, speech, unless they have questions, and hits them and hits them and hits them. But the only downfall of that is he's shy about recording his own stuff. Yeah. So he doesn't record it, so he relies on the TikTokers. Yeah. The kids, it's like, dude, you have no idea what this guy's saying, and they'll put it up. But I didn't even know he was doing it until he showed me this journal. He met me at an Indianapolis meetup this year.
And he shows me this journal. You know, it's like, oh yeah, here's the hours I was there. Here's the people I talked to. Here's the people I think I flat smacked. And it's like, which is why I had to bring him on the show. I was like, oh my God, you've been doing this without any accolades. I mean, the anti-version of it. He doesn't care about social media. He just wants face-to-face interaction.
But your point's well taken too, though, because like we want it to go more viral and blow up and blow up. His videos would be huge. Would be awesome. But if he thinks that doesn't make the situation as comfortable for the people, maybe it doesn't jive with them as
who
well.
knows? You know, maybe
you introduce the camera, and then maybe the teacher's like, well, you're not.
Right.
You know, you're not coming in with that camera.
I would have loved somebody in that classroom to film the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And it's like, but it's fine. You know, I've done enough, high schools and universities and middle school video things. But the fact that they allowed him, he's the first person I've ever heard that was allowed in the classroom.
Yeah.
I'm never allowed in the classroom. Ever. The closest they will get to me is a video call, of course, the safety reasons, just in case I'm nuts. And then they're like, oh, no, click me off, which I never was. But no, he's great.
You mentioned earlier about people having time on their hands. Now, this is something that, like, a lot of us have talked about in these communities. Like, at some point, a lot of us maybe had something in our life. You know, some people had a lot of issues. Some people were laid off. Some people had drug issues. Whatever it is that people had time.
Right.
Then sometimes that's kind of giving them time to research these things and dive into it.
Right.
And it's really interesting with the Rona thing. Like, for me, my journey started with 9/11, right? And there's enough there with, you know, what you're told, and then when you look in to see that you're lied to, no matter what your theories are, you're lied to on a big level. Now it's time to start the journey. What's unique about the pandemic is we saw that, and that's helping us now. But you also mentioned these people got to stay home. Everybody was out of work for weeks, months. People were collecting unemployment for a year and a half. People had nothing to do but be on the internet, dude.
Right.
I think it's helped us out a lot.
It has.
You know, when I go out and talk to people on the street, it's so, even if they still believe, certain mainstream spins of it, overreach, political views of it or whatever, they know there's been enough lies in the last couple of years.
Right.
What else you got?
Right.
Flat Earth? Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah, and look at the new wave of higher profile personalities that have got into it. I mean, really, really quietly, the controversial Andrew Tate. Right, Candace Owens, who came out just recently and started, pushing to her social media. It's like, what's going on here with the whole flat Earth? Bryce Mitchell, who challenged Joe Rogan just recently. It's like, oh yeah, I want to come on your show and talk about this. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, flat Earth, people say, oh no, flat Earth's not a thing. Are you kidding? We never ever went away. The only thing the pandemic did was slow us down. But even then, all you did was you pushed our concepts onto people in their homes. You literally, like you said, it's like, well, I got nothing better to do. Why not start going down rabbit holes? So.
If you had a time machine and you could go back to 2015 or whatever and do anything differently to get this message forward, is there anything you would change, or a different approach, or a different strategy? Do you think we made any mistakes along the way?
No, I don't. No one's ever asked me that. That's a great question, because it happened so organically, and that's really what it took off, because it was a combination of the mainstream media saw it as a curiosity, but then you had the general public, which were looking at us like, wait, could this actually be a thing? And it started out as this rumor. Yeah. A juicy tidbit of trivia, which people, everyone likes. After, when you go to work, right, it's like, okay, you talk about the weather, you talk about sports, you talk about possible local politicians, and then everyone throws in an interesting story. Say, what interesting thing have you heard this week? Everyone shares that sort of stuff. And we were the most, and still are, the most interesting topic out there on the internet.
Let's get your take real quick. We'll do like 2 more questions here.
Sure.
If I asked you, what is your favorite proof that we don't live on a spinning globe? What's your go-to number one, and why?
Okay, it's 2 parts. Cool. One, my favorite part isn't what most people get into. And
I get you. That's how I like to ask people too, because like if I'm going to approach like family members or whatever, I'm going to come with something quick. Yeah. It's going to be way different than what my favorite proof is personally.
Yeah. My favorite proof is more scientific, but the general public likes the easiest option, which is my favorite. The general public, this, is always long distance photography. Yeah. It is always. I had nothing to do with it. I never made a clue on it, but when this started coming out, people just started running to every beach they could and start shooting long distance photography. And that's how we got huge amounts of members, because it was visual, they could do it easily. You know, something you could do
Simple,
personally.
spread it easy.
Yeah.
Here's a picture. Boom. Whoa, what's that? Chicago?
Right. However, it's not my favorite because the science community tries to go after it with it's refraction. It's refraction. It's refraction. It's okay, fine. You know, however, mine has always been gravity versus the vacuum of space. Always, which is, again, gravity loses to a vacuum anytime you want with any experiment down here in the ground, and yet when you walk outside, our atmosphere is still here. And the science says, well, it has to be gravity. It's like, why? Well, because otherwise we'd be dead. It's like, that's not how the argument works.
Yeah.
You're saying it has to be gravity because that can be the only explanation. It can't be anything else. And
gravity god, the be all end all excuse.
Yeah.
For
Gravity
everything.
is the end all. It cures everything. And so that's my favorite of all time. But a lot of people, it doesn't resonate as well.
Yeah.
So, but for people to get into it a little deeper, it's like, no, that's the one I go to. If I have to talk to a scientist, that's the one I throw them in because it's really tough to defend.
Yeah.
So
last question. What would you say to anybody that may be apprehensive to come to this type of event? They've never been to a big flat Earth event. There are a lot of people that are very nervous, and even though they're very into it and they're cool people, but what would you say to people that have never come out about the vibe?
If it's your first time, the only thing that you got to remember is the reason why most of the people are here is that they want to be in a safe place where you're not going to be judged. No one here is going to judge you for anything, no matter what it is. So, and most of the people come here because when they feel like they're alone outside of it. Yeah. It's like, oh, my friends, my family, my coworkers, they're not into it. It's like, I just feel alone. I get so many emails and so many phone calls. Like, I feel like I'm alone. It's like, well, one, Dave Weiss's app says you're not alone. Thank God for that thing. But, coming here, there's this sense of release where it's like, yeah, these are people I can hang out with. That's in it, and it's how can you replace that with anything else? So, but however, to be fair, everyone's got their own comfort zone. Yeah. So when people go to meetups, I've sat in meetups where I've seen people pull up in the parking lot and not get out of their cars, even couples.
I've heard people talk about that where they for hours and then they went home.
Yeah. It's like the old Ferris Bueller line. It's like, I'll go. You wanna do it. You're sitting there in the car, and they just can't get themselves to move forward. You will eventually have to make that leap of faith. To walk into a place like this, which is why the Friday event is so great, because it was free.
Yeah.
At a park, it's like you can walk in, and I can always tell they're on the fringes. They kind of listen in on the conversation a bit. They're like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna walk around. But eventually you do have to make that leap of faith. But I encourage people to the highest level, take the leap. You will not regret it.
Awesome, dude. Well, thank you, and really glad you're here. There's a lot of people excited to see you, and I know you're a busy man. We'll let you get to it, man.
Cool, man.
Flatoberfest 2022, Mark Sargent, Brian Stavely, keep it flat.
This railroad train was mine. I bet I'd move it on a little further down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. Folsom Prison,
Oh, I love the prescription.
You're gonna be fine. I don't want you to worry.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I feel a little anxious.
I misspoke. I do want you to worry, but you're going to be fine.
Okay, at least I'm not gonna die, right?
No, well, you're being diagnosed with classic and papaya today. So, in my professional opinion, you're going to be fine. For the 99.999 to 99 to 9 to 9 to 9 to 9 9 to 9 to 9 to 9 to 9. Were you recording?
Yeah.
This guy's a professional. Could have missed me.
And you know what? And then this would have been at least on the 50% of the side that I probably should have been wasted. Thank you, doctor.
We'll talk again soon.
Definitely.
Check you out later.
Take care. So what are you gonna homesteading? What are you gonna be talking about?
No, I'm gonna be talking about the tying the sky clock to the human body and explaining how the chakra systems actually work, and maybe tying that to the tree of life and then the flower of life. And putting it all together is one thing.
I don't have to work as hard. Actually, that's probably another reason why I've really been in like an aimless, non-creative, non-motivated, non-inspired state, and that was another reason why I came here. Get myself motivated, get myself inspired, meet all these people. One of my favorite authors, Robert Anton Wilson, he suggested to constantly be revising, re-editing, and remodeling your model that you have, or whatever you constructed that makes yourself sleep better at night with the belief system. So everyone has their own BS that they're spewing at all times, and don't buy into your own BS. Don't really believe in anyone else's BS, and try not to spew too much BS, and less BS will be thrown your way.
Wow.
You don't want to get too conspiratorial minded because you become paranoid.
Right.
And I say that from direct life experience. So just like, you don't know enough to worry. So relax a little bit more.
But you were funny. I really appreciate the intimacy you brought to the
Were you in the front row?
I was, yes.
I saw you. You got the jokes.
I got all the jokes.
That's awesome.
I'm like, what's the matter with you people?
Rolling through and talking to everybody. So tell everybody your name and exactly what you got going on here.
My name's Kelsey. I'm from Hawaii. We came all the way to Flatoberfest from Hawaii. This is Sean. And we have the Flat Earth, the fake North Face shirts through our shop. It's called Elephant. It's a skateboard shop, but it's also it's like an activewear brand. So it's for athletes, legends, Ohana, which is family in Hawaii, and then artists.
Awesome. Really cool.
We're here to support Flatoberfest and support our friends. This is our Ohana.
And this is your second event or your third?
Second Flatoberfest.
And I don't think you're not gonna miss any either, are you?
No. And this is Sean's first.
John, can I get you to say hi for a second?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man, you enjoying your visit here?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely enjoying it.
Is this your first Flat Earth event?
This is my first Flat Earth event. Yeah.
How long have you known that the Earth is not a spinning ball in space?
I found out in 2016. And then I went back in the closet and hid it because I went around telling my friends. I told all my friends about it, and they were like, "You're crazy and an idiot." And then I was like, "Okay, maybe."
So what made you what made you say, "Screw this, I'm just gonna come back out and speak how I feel"?
Just like maybe this last year, I was like, you know what? I don't care. I believe in what I believe in about everything with the vaccine, all what's going on. And then I met Kelsey about 5 months ago, and she was a flat earther and a beautiful girl. And I was like, "Oh, okay, so you're out of the closet."
And we're on the same island.
So,
oh, cool. There you go.
Weird.
So then she invited me to this event, and it's been awesome.
I'm handing
man.
you.
I'm like stoked
Email
to see a
receipt,
community and people that actually also think the same way I do, which is awesome. Because we live in a very like closed-minded liberal state.
Yeah.
We live on a tiny island.
Tiny island. Yeah. So I don't know. You can't deny the truth, right? When the truth smacks you in the face, you have to go with it.
That's why we call
No.
it flat smacking.
Yes. Yes. Hit people with the truth. All right, guys. Thank you. Yeah, you too. Corey.
I've always got time. How you doing, brother?
Good. So I'm here with Corey Cal. What do you got going on?
Well, I've got the same display I bring each year now. It's basically how to use the sun in determining Earth's true surface shape.
Yeah, it was really interesting. A lot of people really interested in the stuff you're putting out there.
Yeah, there's so many proofs, and this is just one of them. As you know, you've been in it, so you've been exposed to a lot of it. And I want to thank people like you, Brian, that helped bring me into this great community.
Oh, really? Awesome, dude. Thank
awesome.
you. I appreciate that.
It's an awesome community.
Yeah, it really is.
There's so many wonderful people and so many brilliant minds within the community.
Yeah,
all asking that question and providing proofs of where we actually live.
Yeah, like what is this place? Like we're all trying to figure it out, and we all have our own special ways to look at it, and of course we do, because some of us have different backgrounds. Like your background, tell people a little bit about what your background is and what made you interested in that.
Yeah, so military and the military science field, I knew that answer was there, being what I was exposed to in the military, using geometry and survey operations, using the sun. The sun's the answer. So I knew that would provide me the answer that I need. I just needed to figure out the process and the applications to do it. A little technical, but once you learn it, it's easy.
Did you start to see some problems while you were still in the military with like, whoa, this kind of isn't really working?
So here's the thing that happened for me. I retired. So I retired from the military. I went into defense contracting. And I didn't get into Flat Earth until about 2015. So I'd already been retired about 10 years or so. So when I was defense contracting, I saw Flat Earth clues. That's what I was first exposed to. Because when I first heard Flat Earth, I laughed and I said, yeah, right, the Earth is flat. And I refused to look at it. I actually refused. I said, no, I'm not looking at that. Well, finally, my curiosity got the best of me and said, okay, go ahead and look at it. So once I did, that kind of opened up my mind a little bit more and said, okay, maybe there is something to this, because the military has a certain process and analysis of finding solutions to problems. We get dealt with a lot of problems, so we have to find solutions. So I said, you know what? There's something in the military that I did with the sun and geometry and survey that's going to give me the answer.
Yeah.
So I just need to figure it out. So once I did, and it hurt my brain a little bit, but once I did, I figured it out.
Yeah.
So, and I know it's extremely difficult for a lot of people, but again, it's just a step-by-step process. Just like, when you go around and people talk to you about these other proofs, I never knew that. I never knew, that there were experiments that, if we go back in history, that provided answers that the Earth wasn't moving.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, until I started researching Flat Earth.
Because you would just assumed you were being told the truth. You didn't need to go fact check all of that.
Right. We're
now
presented
you know
with it,
that,
right?
like, no matter what the topic is, literally anything mainstream we've been given to lie, like all of it. You can go right across the board. You really got to use your own discernment, and you really got, like we talked about earlier, not on camera. You really got to want to not to be lied to, not accept that. Some people, they do accept it, and
it's unfortunate.
It's tough for us to know how to deal with that, because it's like we can't even think like they think. They can't think like we think, but we can't go back and think like they think.
Yeah, because once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. Well, man, thanks a lot for talking to us. Great vibe here today. What would you say to anybody that hasn't been to one of these events?
I would say, look, you're going to come in, if you come into the Flat Earth community, I look at it as a family, and you gain a family, but you also gain a lot of friends, and you learn a lot of different things about the world we live in. That's the best part. We all bring a small piece to the overall puzzle.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
See you soon.
Be safe.
All right. I'm here with James from Grounded Extracts.
Yo.
What do you got going on over there? Can you tell everybody that might not even know what you do a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So we make extracts out of nature, herbs, roots, algae, bark, things like that. And we try to take the most nefarious ideas that have been put into chemical, petroleum-based byproduct compounds that give people cancer and destroy their lives and addict them and slowly kill them. We try to offer another option that's natural, that doesn't have the life-threatening effects and side effects. So that's what we're aiming for. So Best Earth, people use this conduction. Best Earth people use in place of Adderall or for habit control to quit smoking, as what Chantix is branded as, things like that. So we're just trying to help people transition from the chemical world to the natural world.
Awesome, dude. And as was your journey into natural health and stuff, is that kind of what you did before you got into Flat Earth, or how did you get into this topic originally?
Copious amounts of heroin and pharmaceutical prescriptions.
Really?
Yeah, and then that's a very obvious. You start being very aware to either you're sick or you're not sick. You don't feel or you do feel. So the truth just becomes blatantly aware and undeniable,
Yeah.
And at the same time, as an addict, you can also lie to yourself a lot and lie to other people a lot. So it's an interesting world. If you can make it through to the other end, the truth community is a great place to land. So Flatoberfest is That's where it's at, you know.
Yeah. So, how many events is this for you that Karen is throwing? Is this your third, your second?
This is only my second, unfortunately, you know. So I wish I had gone earlier, but that's why I came last year. I saw Solar Return being streamed, and I was like, damn, I can't miss that.
And what would you say to people that are still kind of hesitant and haven't come to a big event like this yet?
They just don't get it, and I understand that. They just don't understand how awesome it is, how great it is. It's, you know, it's a shame. It's a shame. I wish more people got in the flow of what was going on. It's hard to tell from video. Like, it's hard to tell how good the vibes are, how much is going on here. But I would say that it sucks to be you, man. Like, wow.
Because it is online, you know, there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of negativity too. And we don't need to go down that road, but like all that negativity doesn't even exist yet.
I haven't thought about it since you just said all that negativity online, because we've been just crushing since we got here. So, man, it's good. It's good. It's, you know, I wouldn't rather be talking shit online right now. So.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Much love, Brian. Have fun, you guys.
All right, so I'm here with Daryl Davis, Flat Earth Farms. We're at Flatoberfest 2022. Tell everybody your name and what you got going on over here.
Hey, what's up, Brian? This is Daryl Davis here from Flat Earth Farms in California. Just came out here because I like to give people staveweed and bring in the love. That's how it is. That's how we do it here. We got stickers. We got shirts from Flat Earth Farms. We even got some Meltology stickers, some Meltology shirts. Here with my buddy THC Mike. He's printing out custom whatever you want. He's gonna make this right now. And stoked to be here. Earth is flat AF.
So what would you say to anybody that like has never come to one of Karen's events because just hesitant, they don't know what the vibe would be like?
Totally missing out. Come on, look at it. Feel the vibe. It's great. There's no reason to not show up. Come tomorrow at least. We'll see you there.
Hundreds of people with never-ending smiles on their face. Mike, let me get you on here for a second. What do you got going on over there?
Not just making some custom T-shirts and hoodies for everybody. We got these like light-up hats. You know what it is. Everybody's loving that. You'd be a walking billboard for support your message. You know what I'm saying?
Bad Larrys.
Look at these. THC show. Come find your comedy about truth so that you're not curled up in the fetal position when you find out that the Earth's flat.
What happened when you found out?
I was curled up in the fetal position.
How long were you in the fetal position for, and when did you come out of the closet?
And then I came out and I realized how beautiful life can be when you know the truth. This is what it is. This is a connection with the earth, connection with everybody, higher power, truth, man. It brings gifts. It brings special powers is what I call them.
And how cool is it? Or how maybe it's not, maybe it's like maybe nervous, or like what's it like when you get approached by people now that are like, hey, I watched your show, I'm in your chat sometimes. Is that like weird?
It is a little weird, man, watching the speediness of it, you know, just coming out and have it like, it's been a year transformation, you know, and it's been such a blessing. Everything about Flat Earth that the awakening has brought me, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for talking with us. Ben, can I get you on camera? All right, so we're here, Flatoberfest 2022. I'm here with Benjamin Balderson, who is also going to be a presenter, and we'll talk to him again after his presentation. But what do you have going on over here on the table?
We've got some handmade jewelry. This is kind of what I do with my winter time. I live off grid. And so in the summer, I work my ass off outside, but in the winter, when you can't really do much outside, I sit around and I do little projects like this, and I make handmade jewelry. And we have some creams, some comfort cream that is really well known and everybody loves. It's excellent for back pain, muscle pain, inflammation, some vapor soothe. You put it on your chest when you're congested and stuff. We got some paraplegic coffee. The Bears sent some coffee and a bunch of stickers, and then some other just odds and ends stickers like health passport, please, with the very yes.
You went through almost hell to get here.
Oh man, I literally, people died. Lots of people died, and that is a literal thing.
All right, so I'm here with Suzanne of Truth Smacks Flatoberfest 2022. So for people that don't know you, who are you and what do you have going on here?
My name is Suzanne. I'm an English teacher of 22 years. I returned from Korea a year ago and started my truth-oriented trail mix company called Truth Smacks, and I have 3 varieties. I have Flat Earth, which is the first one I made, and then I have Truth Quotes, and the latest version, Freedom, with quotes about freedom and government corruption.
So what made you, I know obviously the kind of motivation why would you want to do something like this, but what made you pull the trigger and say, I'm going to do this type of business for truth and put these Truth Smacks out?
Well, for all the years that I was in Korea, I listened to podcasts nonstop, and I mean, yeah, freedom. People are so asleep, and when COVID happened, and I saw how easily people were just fooled into wearing the mask out of fear, out of ignorance, I was like, I've got to do something. But so what do? Well, I make trail mix. So I decided to market my trail mix and put messages of freedom and truth on the back.
I love it because I think that what's been going on in the last couple of years sparked a lot of us to get out and do what we needed to do. I'm kind of doing the same thing, So you're doing it and a lot of other people are doing it here. So what would you say to anybody that hasn't been to this type of event? That maybe they're hesitant just because they don't know what it's like, what the vibe's like.
You gotta come and see for yourself. I mean, there's so much love, and everyone is just honest and good, and they want the truth. And it's like we're family, truly.
It's awesome. Well, it's really good to see you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you too, Brian. Thank you.
And I would cut these up and put them, and then I just have me walk around, and I had to put that somewhere. Next thing you know, people just start walking up to me going, hey.
What's that hat?
I know. Well, even though with the baseball cap, it looks like a Pittsburgh Pirates hat.
Yeah, it does.
It does, and I didn't even remember.
Symbol in front, boom. You're thinking
sir, can you get my jacket for me, please? I'm a bellhop. Yeah. I'm a bellhop in the 1920s hotel.
Feel great now.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, work it.
Simply ravishing, baby. Hey, Scooter, this is for you, pal.
Put that symbol on your forehead in lead, and your side then wouldn't get affected by that momentary pause, and it would give you just a second to get in some real nasty hits where they're just like,
Oh, and what'd you call it again?
Helm of Awe.
Helm of Awe?
Yeah.
Research into nations around the world, the Bible is banned in 52 countries. They don't like that book. And these are all totalitarian systems that ban them. They want you to worship the state. They don't want you worshiping God, the creator of heaven and earth, because he encourages you to do good and have accountability and treat people right and don't steal from people. Yes, taxation is theft. And, actually have a good government, right? So the totalitarian governments, the collectivistic authoritarian governments, they take and take and take. It's really funny in the ancient history of Israel, Yahweh was promising the Israelite people after he brought them out of the Exodus, he's like, look, I'm your king. I'm paraphrasing for those of you who know the Bible. He told the Israelites, I'm your king. And he gave them an angel that went with them as a representation of his authority and power. But he said, I'm your king, and I want you to set up a system of elders and judges to judge disputes and matters and make sure everyone's happy. But then later, after they pushed Yahweh away and didn't want to do his covenant behavior, they chose a king for themselves. And Yahweh warned them, he's like, look, if you choose a king from yourself, he's going to tax you. It literally says that. I'm going to let you guys go look up the Bible.
Rolling? All right, we're here at Flatoberfest 2022. I'm here with Sean Griffin from Kingdom in Context, who just finished his presentation. How did you think it went?
I think we played hard. We gave it our all. Gave it 100%. No, I don't know. I think it was. People seem to be responding well, so that's encouraging.
It's an interesting take because you try to bring up some ideas that there's a lot of stuff that kind of people just kind of gloss over when they're going through scripture a bit, right? So you kind of try and tie that together.
One of the big in this community, one of the big questions that's been lingering for like the last 6 to 7 years is what does cause eclipses?
Yeah.
So I tried to bring forward an actual suggestion of what causes eclipses, with a bunch of historical evidence and science. The presentation itself, I couldn't go into all the science. I just touched on some of it, but in our actual YouTube channel, we have 21-part series where I go into all of it. So there's a lot of science on that as well. So history, theology, science, modern day observation, and try to help people understand that what they're seeing when they see an eclipse and how the world reacts to that is a long-standing tradition to worship what the ancient world viewed as Zeus.
Yeah, and I also heard you mention in your presentation you find a lot of people, they do believe in a creator, but they don't believe in the adversary to that, right? And that's something you brought up, and I think it's kind of pretty clear that whatever people's beliefs are about which gods or what, there's certainly a spiritual tug of war from both sides, it seems, in this realm, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very interesting to me that they see the same book that introduces the bad guy. They want to believe in the good guy, but not the bad guy. Which is kind of like, wait a minute.
Interesting dynamic.
You don't get the bad guy introduced in any other book like that, except for that book. So why are you just taking part of that book to believe it, not the whole book? But if you believe the whole book, it says all the behaviors of that bad guy are very specific, they're very noticeable. And we see those all around us today.
Yeah, for sure.
So the same people around us today that struggle to accept the good guy, the God, the creator of heaven and earth, they think, oh, the bad guy is just made up to control people, to scare people. And you're like, well, what if he wasn't, a cartoonized version of it? What if it was like a real person who did bad behavior and taught other people bad behavior?
Yeah.
It was that much simpler, much more real, And if that's the case, where does he hang out?
Have you done a lot of presentations like this before, or?
I've spoken at the conferences before, yeah. Spoke at churches and things like that.
Excellent. So what was it that brought you to the Flat Earth community? Was it through scripture and what was in there, or was it through different observations you made?
Yeah, on our channel I jokingly call myself the firmamentalist. So you'll see some people walking around with my t-shirt that says firmamentalist. So the firmament is the name that the Bible calls heaven. It's the structure that encloses us. And so I talk about that a lot on my channel because it gives you the setting for which this whole story takes place.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. So you enjoying the vibe here?
It's great. Everyone's been great.
So what would you say to anybody that hesitant to come out to a group like this and just because anxiety or whatever, they think maybe I don't know what it's like type of thing?
Well, so far I've met some of the most laid back, cool, and intelligent people I've ever met at any conference. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Hey, good stuff. Great talking to you.
Cool, thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
So people would say, okay, if all this stuff is real, where's this guy hiding? Where's he hanging out? This guy that's controlling the nations, deceiving everyone, super powerful, super smart. Where did he go? He hasn't gone anywhere. He's always been there. He just got us to not look up. He just got us to not believe what the texts have always told us in the past. He just got us to believe in a completely different cosmological model to where he masks himself in something that they call the eclipse. But it's literally his home. That is the Eye of Ra.
Modern indemnity and the way that it works is the fact that the guilty party gets off scot-free. There needs to be some...
Well, I've been on the path for about 5 years, but didn't do anything with it because I didn't find anybody around me who agreed with me, and so I thought, to keep my friends, I'll shut myself up for a bit. But I couldn't resist. The truth. And when I started learning, I thought this needs to be in book form for children to be able to read and understand. And I started writing this book, Where Do We Live? And it just came out in rhyme. So this is my Earth poem. The sun is rather speedy and the moon's an hour slower. Their paths begin to stagger and the moon to elevate. For as the moon is lagging, it is starting to get colder. The coldness makes it rise a bit, makes it levitate. The altitude is crucial for the sun to spark the glowing. The moon acts incandescent and the UV works it up. It sails along in orbit and every day is growing. The phases are the parts we see from down here looking up. 5 degrees it elevates, and full moon is the limit. Then it lowers down again. The phases are reversed. It's sinking and it's sinking, and the light we see is dimmer in our eyes' perspective as we watch from down on Earth. No one knows for certain if the moon's a solid object because it is translucent and no one has been there. We speculate and test it, repeat and never rest, yet we want to understand it, this ball up in the air.
To pursue the scientific investigation of UFOs, and you'll see him as not the only person who leaves what is supposed to be a high-paying job to go talk about UFOs. I don't know what kind of money's in that. Maybe that's why they write books. Friedman would go on to give numerous lectures, be on plenty of chat shows, contribute to multiple books, and be a very public voice for the reality of what he liked to call flying saucers. Stanton T. Friedman would normally end every lecture, think about this for a moment, with an appeal for world government, which he justified by asking, who speaks for planet Earth? Argentina? So here again, we have a guy who's worried about little green men, yet he always pushed for world government. Now, that doesn't prove anything, but to me, that stinks really bad. What do you think? All right. Project Blue Book, this is one that a lot of people have heard of. Here we are. This was the best talk show host I've ever heard. Systematic, sort of. Art Bell was an American broadcaster and author. He was the founder and the original host of both paranormal-themed radio programs, Dreamland and the later Coast to Coast AM. Both were extremely popular, and Coast is still on to this day, having been hosted for many years by his successor, George Norrie. Art Bell is supposedly a Freemason, not that that necessarily means anything, but in his book, here we go again. Will there be a global government with a benevolent dictator overseeing global law, global police, and a global judiciary in an attempt to make the world cleaner, peaceful, and prosperous? If that's what it takes to achieve these ends, so be it. That is from his book, The Quickening, on page 309, and I didn't just pull that from the internet. I went and got the book and looked it up, and that's exactly where it is. So once again, we have another mainstream ufology guy pushing for world government. If it looks like a duck, you finish the rest. Affleck.
Okay. So hopefully I can read this without my glasses. You got that one? Put that back in there. Thank you. Yep. All right, round and round. All right, it's fixed up pretty good. I have no idea what's in there. So thank you to everybody. And the winning ticket, winner take all, the Magic Hat is, ready? Get your tickets out And make sure you can focus on it. Turn on your camera phones. Can't see it. There we go. Oh, where's the camera? Oh, okay. See it? You gonna be able to zoom in? You see it? What do you want me to hold it for the camera for? Okay, it is. I'll just put it down here. Once I'm done, if you guys want to validate. So we're not cheating. 353-771-43. 353-771-43. Who? No, Rick, it's not you. You didn't even buy a ticket. Sit down. All right, you have 60 seconds, whoever this is. So I'll read it one more time. Otherwise, we're going to another number. Wait, who is it? Where? You! You, come here. Who are you? Come up. What? Well, no, you can't give it to him. Rick, you don't get the magic hat. All right, let's confirm the number. You ready? 353-771-43. We have a winner. There you go. Magic hat. Good for you, man. All right, thank you everyone for playing. Watch him carefully. Take care of him in the parking lot. I'm sure you guys can duke it out.
Because you're all, came from rocks, nothing special about you. Then we can't have a vortex. And this is contradictory to even what Aristotle knew. And this brings us to one of the primary points here, which is atomism versus ether. So if I say, did you guys know atoms don't actually exist? You may think that sounds crazy. I'm the crackpot now, but there's no such thing as atoms. You've never seen an atom. No one's ever seen an atom. It doesn't exist. Atoms do not exist. If anyone thinks that they can tell me otherwise, I would love to sit down and debate you about it, because I would be amazed if you could offer some evidence. I looked into this. I was surprised myself. No one's ever seen an atom. You kind of like when you Google pictures of satellites in space, you see a bunch of cartoons. Same thing with atoms. You're just going to see a bunch of cartoons. It's because they're just a concept leading to the same principles. And he says, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 century than in all the previous centuries of its existence. Now, he's wrong about this actually, because way back in the day, they already knew this. We've actually just become stupid recently. Maybe 100, 200 years, we've really become stupid. Now, they prop up these figures as if they were ahead of their time, and they came up with these ideas, and they've been doing that for hundreds and hundreds of years. But they were minorities at the time, and they were stupid, and now they're propped up as if they're smart, and now we're stupid. It's actually worked pretty magnificently, because if I tell someone that an atom doesn't exist, I'll immediately get ridiculed. It's almost worse than telling people that the earth is flat. Stockholm syndrome got me fighting with the slaves, but how they about to face the truth would make me show their face. Now the system don't control me, yeah, the beast is getting slayed. Austin got the power, y'all look sour, oh behave. Let him about my father business with us, he gon' get the praise. I ignore ya, cause the Torah, only thing that I obey. I ain't with the social distancing, but I'ma need my space. They be bored, me with quarantine, so stay up in your place.
Of days, gotta face the truth, this is the masquerade. Waking up the public, time to liberate. No, you're doing great when you start to hate. Ooh, in a world, yeah.
I'm sorry we didn't go to the moon, bro. I'm sorry I didn't let you.
In a world.
All right, I'm gonna raffle some stuff off right now, y'all. Anybody who's got a red raffle ticket, if you have a red raffle ticket, now's the time to pay attention. So I have some small goodies here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones, but he sent these. He sent these Yeti mugs. One says the Factor, and one says the Strong, and one says that's retarded. So I'm going to raffle these off one at a time, and I also have 2 sets of picks. So, why are these flying out of here? Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Our first raffle. Oh, the tickets are flying out. How am I supposed All right, here we go. I'm going to pick the first ticket. Is a red ticket 324-20550. Shut up, Lowry, really? 0550. All right, you're a winner. Pick a mug. All right, there you go. Retarded mug is gone. All right, next ticket.
I don't know, it was in my thing. I fucking win, I'm a winner.
0651. 0651.
It's cold for like 5 days or hot for 5 days.
All right, 0651. Okay, do you want a mug? You can pick a mug.
And I chose the
Okay, Flat Earther mug's gone. All right, I got one more Yeti mug. It says the strong. 0537. Who got it? Vinny? Okay, well, where's he at? Vinny? Do you have ticket 0537? No. Okay, Dr. Law, stop. You're messing things up. 0537. Anybody got 0537? Because if you guys don't come forward, I'm going to pick another ticket. I'm going to pick another ticket. All right, 0537, your time is up. New ticket. 0554. Check your tickets, little ones. 0554. Anybody? Well, y'all be sad in a minute. 0604. Did a bunch of people take tickets and walk outside? Is 0634. 0634 in here. Give it to Vinny. All right, Vinny here. All right. Who's a Deftones fan in here? Who's a Deftones fan? Are there Deftones fans in here? 0671. Oh, we got a winner. Yay, somebody showed up. There you go. You get some picks. That's okay. Just take it, throw it away. All right, I got one more set of picks. 0575. 0575. It is hard work. 0668. No? Goodness gracious, y'all. I'm gonna pull one more, and then if I don't get an answer to this ticket, we'll try it again after One Big Love, I guess. All right. What? The last one I had was 668. Oh, you win! There you go. Hey, wait, come here. No, do you want your prize? You like the Deftones? Stephen Carpenter is a rock star. He's been in a rock band for 30 years, and he's a flat earther, and I went and hung out with him, and he was flat smacking a bunch of other rock stars. He's the coolest guy ever. Well, you know what? All right, we're gonna get One Big Love up here in just a minute.
understand what you saying, but nobody died, nobody got hurt. So don't breathe the lies, it's all been rehearsed. And nobody died, nobody got hurt. So don't breathe the lies, it's all been rehearsed. Nobody died, nobody got hurt. So don't breathe the lies, it's all been rehearsed. Don't breathe. Out here is poison and toxic, coughing, vomit, and nauseous. Proceed from now on with caution. Don't breathe. Don't breathe. With your eyes what they showing you to your brain through your cornea, your television controlling you. Don't breathe. We have not reached the firmament. Nothing around you is permanent. Please do not read the lies. Don't breathe. We have not reached the firmament. Nothing around you is permanent. Please do not read the lies. Don't breathe. 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 Don't breathe. Breathe. Don't breathe. Breathe. Okay. That's a different version. Nice. Okay. We'll go O.
You know my grandma.
I did, man. I was just catching on to this.
We're here at Flatoberfest 2022. I'm here with OBL, who just got off stage from performing. How you guys feeling?
Feeling great. We love this event. Best event ever.
Now that we're here with you, man, I feel even more better.
Yeah, man, you guys killed it up there, man. Thank you for making the trek over here. I appreciate it. So how many Flatoberfest? This is your fourth, right? And Solar Return? Like, you've done all Karen's events, right?
Everything Karen puts on. Shout out to Karen B. Whatever she puts on, if she wants us there, we're always going to be here. So. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah. So what would you say to people that haven't come out yet because they're a little bit like, anxiety or whatever, coming to a big Flat Earth meetup or something, like they don't really know what the vibe is like?
Man, believe it or not, like I met like 5 to 10 people that came here that friends brought that didn't get down with it at all. So they came from far to have an open mind. Yeah. And I think that alone, hearing them say, man, this is the best thing we ever did, You don't have to believe or whatever, but you're going to meet like-minded people if you like to be loved and love, So that's huge, man. That kind of people here.
So we went to see you guys live in your hometown, right? It seemed like a lot of the people there, are they just singing along or are they getting it? Like,
oh, no, we've been performing. That's crazy because,
Bob me in the head, but don't hear me, though.
Yeah, we've been performing a pretty consistent message since, around 2000. But back then it was a little more controversial, or the demographic was a lot smaller. Now a lot more people are starting to question the narrative. More people are. People like yourself and Karen and all the old school truthers. That's what it's all about.
I think that Rona might have helped us a little bit because it helped open people's eyes a little bit to the idea that they're being lied to, even if they have different beliefs of what it is or whatever.
It is.
They're still tied into the politics. They still think like, okay, I've been deceived on a big level here. Maybe it's time to see what else is going on, and then you guys can come in with
more
some music
people than
like
ever.
that.
It's crazy.
Bang
More
it out
people
and
than
make it
ever.
resonate.
But as far as this event goes, if you question whether you should come, you should definitely come. Yeah. The most amazing people.
I love it every single time.
Everyone is the kindest.
I look forward to this event.
You think you met the most kind person, and then here comes 2 other people to trump that. They don't.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And also, when you gonna have me on for some alien shows, man? I'm like,
Dude, I got alien.
I'm an
We both got alien.
eyewitness to the biggest UFO you'll ever think about in your life.
Yeah,
Could have thrown a rock
I didn't
at
know
it.
you want to come on and talk, bro.
Oh man, I just love it, man.
Yeah, man, we'll definitely have to do that.
I think I might even have a chip, man. See the line, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm showing you all the stuff.
Oh, you got some deep shit you want to get off your chest, don't you? That'd be good. All right, so tell people where they can find you for the people that don't know.
OBL Music on YouTube. We've been on there for a long time, but we're not the best at we don't upload stuff a lot. Yeah. But when we got a new song, we always put it on there. We're not as active on social media as maybe we should be, but we just love making music, and we'll be making music our whole long as we're here.
Also you brought up a point of people being more aware. Back in the day, if you said the word UFO or alien, you'd be a biggest hippie, man. But now it's just normal talk. Yeah, it's on the news. It's just normal. It's the same as what you were saying. Now it's okay for somebody to say that maybe a politician has tricked them, or Mama can agree with us now on some type of level that they may have been lied to. You know what I'm saying, or have been before. So man, you hit that on the head for sure.
Yeah, man. I think it's helped us a bit.
It's very common.
This community, how creative we are, and you guys obviously, and everybody around here.
To me, it's honesty is such a common thread between everyone.
Yeah.
Love. That's what I was
Love,
saying. Honesty.
creativity, and I think in the face of adversity that we dealt with in the last couple of years, especially, this community's really kind of done a lot of things. You know, I know it's changed me personally, and a lot of other people I know in the community have started doing like their own little business ventures and whatever they need to do to get outside of the system. And I think that ultimately, like, no matter
Black markets matter.
Yeah, like the whatever we can do, whatever, you know, things we look into, the biggest thing is like, let's get away from that system as much as possible.
Absolutely, man. And having that willpower or not fear or whatever you want to call it to actually do it, man. When you have a group like this and you see other people doing it, starting to set the standards, like, he's got chickens, I can do chickens too, man, you know?
Sharing
Helps each
information,
other.
vibing,
Absolutely.
networking, that's what it's all about. I mean, we have each other. Our point of view is pretty simple. We think there's God and there's us, and we all need to stick together and not let men, despots, tyrants, would-be tyrants or despots divide us as people. Just like love each other.
Yeah, man. All right, well,
you can. Everybody get your little dose of reality. You know what I'm saying? Always.
That's right. All right, guys, thank you.
Thank you, man. You're the man, dude. Thank
you
you,
guys
sir.
are the best, man.
Thank you, man.
Flatoberfest.
And then there's fate. When you start acting, you can't go about it like, oh no, fate like gold. It matters where you go, doesn't matter where the road is. Oh no, fate like gold. It matters how you carry it, no matter what the load is. Oh no, fate like gold. It matters where you go, doesn't matter where the road is. Oh no, fate like gold. It matters how you carry it, no matter what the load is.
Yeah,
that's a new joint.
Yeah. And obviously, we don't have an end for this thing. But Cap O, gone ahead and do a little slang. Shout out to the little kids dancing up front. I see you having so much fun.
I love them dance moves. Inspiring.
And also, one more time, did anybody lose a Jeep key fob? Jeep key fob for a rental car. Jeep key fob for a rental car. All right. I'll try again later.
Shadows on my wall.
So when I started running it through the lab, anytime that as an alchemist that I want to take and break something down, and everything works exactly the same, the easiest way to look at this is then going to be with spagyrics. So when I take a plant, and they throw a lot of big words at it. I'm a hillbilly guy, so I don't use a whole lot of those big words. I do understand them, but I don't use them. It's just not in my speech. But they use the prima materia. So all that means is whatever you started doing your experiment on. If it was a lavender plant, then fantastic, it's a lavender plant. If it's a cannabis plant, if it's a piece of gold, if it's a dog, whatever it is that you're working on, that's the prima materia. And that prima materia represents this entire, all three of these. All three of these trees is the entirety of the thing when you start out. So as an alchemist, what we're going to do is we're going to break those things apart. And in doing so, I'm going to remove the things that are undesirable, and I'm going to put back together the things that are really desirable and marry them back together in a way that nature did not do it, bringing it to an epitome and making it much more powerful. So I'm going to take this prima materia and I'm going to break it down, and I'm just going to mush it up. It went from this beautiful plant into this just pile of dark, nasty mush. And from that, and there's a number of different ways you can do this extraction. You can do it the natural way, and you can ferment that plant out, and it's as it's breaking down, because plants are going to break down no matter what, and you're going to try and break it down in an anaerobic environment rather than aerobic, which just means without oxygen as opposed to with oxygen where it's going to mold. You're going to try and break it down anaerobically, so yeast is going to do the breakdown, because nature can't be denied. It's going to find one way or the other, right? And you're just kind of controlling which way. So you're going to break it down anaerobically, and at that point the oil is going to get separated out from the rest of the plant because of the alcohol. Or you can just take like 99 proof Everclear is going to be your most desirable.
I'm here with Ben Balderson, who just got off stage and finished his presentation. How did you enjoy getting up there? I know you were a little nervous.
Oh, I was super nervous. I was shaking like an hour beforehand. I like look on my hand. I'm like, ah. And honestly, once you get up there, it's you can't see anybody anyways. The lights are screaming in your eyes, so you're just by yourself looking at your presentation on your top. So then it's just talking, and the information came out real well. Austin Witsit did a real big presentation on the magnetic fields and whatnot. I felt that would have been a little bit redundant if I'd finished that with that, but he did it better than I had set up because I had a bunch else besides that put in there. But I thought it went fantastic. Everybody loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, is this your first time doing a presentation at a conference, or have you done this type of thing before?
Yeah, that's my first time speaking like in front of a crowd like that, where I stand up there and speak. And I've been at conferences before where I'm like one of the people, but it's more like a hang around a campfire, like 10 people, and you're just sitting around a campfire just telling stories, and I have no problem. That was intense. There's a lot of people here and very expectant, and yeah, you don't want to disappoint.
So, what was it like? I know about the nerves about getting on the stage, but there's a whole other aspect. Like when you come here, there's actually people that they're like, hey, I watch you, I know you, and they're like, wow. Like, how does that make you feel? It's kind of weird, right?
Oh, it's super weird. It's super weird. Like, you have a bunch of people that really know you, and even the ones that you've talked to online, you haven't necessarily like seen their face or anything, and so they have the interaction's kind of one-sided, and so even though you enjoy their presence, it's like it's all very much at once, and you're like, oh wow, I don't know anybody. Weird. and then it's nicer than once you start getting the names and you actually associate it with, oh yeah, I know you. We talk in the chat room, and then you start making that, and then it gets a lot better, 100%. But then at the end of it, like I said, when you're stepping up on the stage and you look out and that whole room is just packed with people and they're all smiling and very expectant, and they want some good information, and yeah, it's like wow, better do it here.
Yeah. So you went through basically hell to get here. Can we tell people a little bit about your trip?
Oh wow, brother! It was insane. So we get on a train. Take a train. It'll be relaxing. You'll just sit back and look at the countryside for a couple days. We started out in Humboldt, California. So we jumped a train in Redding, and then between Redding and LA, out in the middle of nowhere, the train runs over a semi, and never seen anything like it. It was full of hay, so it was a giant explosion. The train hit this thing, just cut it through it like butter. I mean, it barely made a bump. It was the train brakes that really like, whoa! And the engine got stuck under the train and a bunch of the semi, and like the cab was peeled off all by itself off into a corner. That was so just, and so it took 6.5 hours for them. They couldn't even pull it out from under there. They had to get tow trucks to strap off, and then the train to back up off of this mangled truck. And
wow.
Then, so then our train's mangled, and so we have to bail on the train. So then Christy and I go and stay in LA. We check in at like 3 o'clock in the morning. 3:20 in the morning, a drunk driver smashes into the hotel and almost collapses the front lobby. Like the whole wall just whoosh. And we're like, what is going on here? So we go to wait for the other train and our replacement train, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, it's going to be another couple hours. We're like, why? Because it ran somebody over. We're like, oh, we were on that train. And like, no, not last night. They just ran over somebody just now. Like, oh wow, how many people are getting ran over on this train? Does it run off of human souls? Like, it's hungry.
Absolutely crazy. But now that you're here and you went through it, was it worth it? And a little message for people that are hesitant to come to an event if they have the means to come, but they just kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, I tell you what, I went through hell to get here, and all of it was 100% worth it. 100%. The smiling, joyful faces in the community, And I understand, just like I was just talking about, yeah, you've seen me on the computer. Yeah, I might have talked to you, but now that we've met and we've hugged and we've spent time together, we're friends. And that's something that lasts forever. Like, when your computer buddy goes away, you wonder where they were, and a month later you forget about it. When your friend, something happens with your friends, that's a very lifelong thing. And that's how you build communities. You build communities through those bonds with other people. You look at what the Bears are doing over there in Missouri, and even over here, where there's so many of them getting together, and they're actually developing a local trade where they're doing bartering with each other and creating their own economy and their own friendships, and they have people that they can rely on and call. This is where you start. This is where you develop those things. This is why they tried to keep you 6 feet away from each other, because they knew that the time is prime for this kind of thing to happen, for us as a society to make a shift away from this broken system, and they don't want us to empower ourselves. And here is where you start empowering yourself. And there wasn't a face here that wasn't just bright, smiling, having a just gas time of their life. I'm sorry anybody that couldn't come have it with us.
Amazing. And there's rumors this might be on the West Coast for 2023. I'm assuming if that's the case, you will be there.
Absolutely, I will be there, and hopefully adding the salt side to things and much more polished. And if you missed it this time, don't miss it next time. Again, this is where it starts. We're the West Coast. A lot of people aren't going to have to come so far. Some people drove from South Dakota, Florida, all over the place to be here, and they are all happy to be here. So, West Coast, come to it. Flat Earth.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Ben. Flatoberfest 2022, Greenville, South Carolina.
I researched meetups near me, and lo and behold, it's right here in Greenville. So I, of course, bought my ticket and was like, I need to go talk to people that are that know more than me and can share ideas and share wisdom. I've also been, thinking about where to move forward and like any solutions I can provide or we can provide as a group. Just even walking around and talking to the first 5 people I met here, everybody here is a free-thinking, very intelligent, philosophically smart, common sense thinker that trusts their own senses. If you want to explore the world with the backing of an anonymous DAO, now you have to earn that right and there's roles and responsibilities, and true participation is needed, but participation is just sharing ideas and communicating and talking. So that's the main goal. Advance the true uncensored exploration of this realm that we're on, because we have been abandoned by mainstream science. I will say this, I was a rebellious, wild student, and from the beginning questioned authority from the start, and it turned out to not be too far from the truth. Now, I encourage you to look both ways before you cross the street and follow all common sense, common law, but in reality, it's time to use some of the tactics that are being used against us back at them. And who is them? Who knows? Let's find out together. A real life example of this that happened recently was called Constitution DAO. Look this up. Somebody was like, the Constitution was up for sale on auction. One of the few originals. Okay. There's like original? 6. Like one of the original copies, okay? But it's like an original one. It's like $30 million. Jeez. And so this guy from like Georgia was like, he made a DAO, and everybody crowdfunded it, and they raised $20 million on this smart contract, and they bid for the Constitution. They didn't win it because some billionaire outbid him, but not only did this guy rally, thousands and thousands of people that, for very little amount, $20 was the average buy-in. Sure. The public almost bought. The goal was to, and then once they bought it, they would have voted what to do with it.
Right. Is it DAOs or DAOs?
DAO.
DAO. Okay.
Like DAO, Tao, DAO. It's like a very Zen word. DAO.
So decentralized
autonomous organizations. Earthresearch.net is what takes it to like the landing.
I got to warm up, so I'm going to do a joke. Mark, ask my name. This is brilliant. It says, ask my name. Has a shirt on about Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a joke. This is just a warm-up drill. Have you heard of Bigfoot? Yeah. They call him Sasquatch. Yep. Well, it turns out after exhaustive scientific research and study that there's nothing wrong with any of the photographs. Actually, it's the creature himself who's blurry. Now you pretend to laugh. Okay, end of screen test. I'm Eric Daly from Cary, North Carolina, and I was telling David about how I flat smack perfect strangers. We can see too far, and then I tell them there's experimental proof that the Earth is not moving. And if they ask a question, I try to respond to that. I mention to them that I'm only saying this because our movement of flat Earth truth is growing so fast that they will soon hear about it on the mainstream media, on the normal media. I never try to convince anybody. I never try to argue. I just provide information. I try to get somebody to ask a question or listen. And when they're done, I say, if you have any more questions, just do any web search for Flat Earth Dave. And they go, and I go, and there's another seed planted. And it works for me. I like to do it. Thank you, Dave Weiss.
All right, so Flatoberfest 2022, and I'm here with Dr. Law and the Kakalaki crew.
That's us.
So
Hey.
these guys busting their ass all day long, and this guy running back and forth, making food and cracking backs and whatnot.
I got some patients that's waiting for me right now.
All day or all weekend?
All weekend. Yeah, and maybe even something else tomorrow, too. I heard you're going to be busting your balls.
Maybe so. Maybe busting your balls.
Did I see his what?
Breakdancing? Breakdancing.
No. Are you going to break dance? I saw his Elvis.
Last night.
Is Elvis officially retired? Lavis?
Has left the building.
Even if it was highly... So you're telling me if we had ended up in, like, Las Vegas or something like that, Lavis is not going to make an appearance? I mean, what is that?
Oh, no. I'm retired. Thanks, though. I'm just going to stay flat and retired.
All right.
Flatly retired.
All right. Well, thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys. And all you guys out there helping us,
why
raise
don't
money.
you tell people what the monies that you've been charging for the food goes to?
The Kakalaki crew here, what we've been doing is just making food for all of us so that we can take the proceeds and help out people in the community. That's it. All the proceeds are going to go out to people who are in need, especially, those that we love and we know. Okay, so that's all we do.
Awesome, brother.
And thanks to Karen B, Queen B, for hosting this. Without her, we couldn't do this.
No.
Without her doing what she does.
Yeah.
She's the bomb.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Thank you.
No problem. Our thing. This is
our thing. Okay, this is our thing.
No mine, no me, no you.
All right, it's all of
me
us.
and us.
That sounds good. I like the sound of that.
All right, brother.
And it smells delicious too.
Thank you. That's my cologne.
All right.
High tea.
Yep.
How's it going?
What do you got over here?
This is a blood purifier and excellent for women. This and this together can serve as prenatals. It has done for my wife and all of our 3 children.
Wow.
Yeah, so got a lot of cool stuff. This Kratom, everyone knows what that is. It's energy focus blend. And we've got double turmeric, double extracted turmeric, extremely spicy and will stain the crap out of your pants.
I bet.
And this is red clover, only for women, just females.
Oh, wow.
This is made with honey and one full dropper.
What's that for?
This is for women going through that time of the month.
Gotcha.
Or going through menopause. Either way, my wife says it makes her feel like a woman. So that's excellent.
That's what you want to hear as a balance.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we get great reviews from that. Honey hemp, this is the best tooth analgesic. Like, if you have tooth pain and you apply this directly. Exactly.
I'm going to get that.
Bro, this when you get real bad pain, apply it, just let it sit right on there.
Yep.
Take it
I don't
away.
do pharmaceuticals, as you can tell.
Bro, you're crushing. You're crushing.
Have you ever heard of oil pulling?
Yeah.
Coconut oil pulling, yeah. I've been doing that.
Oil pulling, it works. With the coconut oil, I put some charcoal.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your name, by the way?
Kaylee.
Kaylee,
Yeah.
pleasure. You mind being recorded? You don't mind?
No, my 6-year-old is starting to have teeth problems. I'm like, oh my gosh. So
William was born with enamel hypoplasia.
Oh wow.
He was the only child we had when and he was conceived when I was on all those drugs,
Right.
pharmaceuticals. and he's the only one that has this specific problem. All of his other teeth are beautiful.
Right.
But he's got the front four, of course, came in without enamel.
Wow.
So I feel it's really hard, you know. But
So in a way, this is what entails to what you're doing here.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the reason for this is my family. It's trying to heal my family and sick of seeing the
Dude.
side effects.
Yes, yes, dude, yes, yes. It's all about family, man.
Yeah, dude. So that's what it is, and I want to heal other people's family.
GroundedExtracts.com. Check them out, guys. And finding out that we're vegan, and she wasn't sure if her stuff was vegan, and we just confirmed that it is. So
It is vegan.
any vegans that are flat earthers, this Truth Smacks are pretty much safe to go. So we were just speaking, Suzanne. So you said you're a teacher, and I was asking you how you got into this, and what did you do before you even got into making snacks?
Well, I was an English teacher for 20 years over in South Korea, and they don't really have trail mix over there. It's not really a thing, and I love it. So I would make my own. I'd buy different ingredients, and I'd make it for friends for Christmas and their birthdays, and they loved it. They raved about it, and I accidentally infused it with peppermint oil one time, and they were like, "Oh, it tastes like." I was like, "It does." They said, "But it's really good." I was like, "Okay." So then I just tried. I just started infusing it with peppermint for myself, and I was like, "This is good." It was an accident.
But honestly, that's how the best things come out, are accidents.
Yeah, yeah. So when I quit my teaching job in South Korea because of the mask mandates and all the craziness, came back here, started my trail mix company, designed it was a long process, and I'm not a business person. So it's been a rocky road, but I'm getting there.
So, as far as that goes, at the time that you were in South Korea, were you into Flat Earth, or how did you get into it? You were?
I got into it over there, and I attended the Flat Earth conference there in South Korea.
There was one there? I didn't even know.
Yeah, in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And they flew over. He did the level experiment on the plane. African American gentleman.
Was it Daryl?
Daryl Marble. They
Yes,
flew Daryl Marble
yes.
over for it. He was one of the
Oh,
presenters.
that is right.
Yeah. So that was my first Flat Earth conference in South Korea. I got into it in 2015 thanks to Mark Sargent.
Same. High five. Yes. Yes.
And I thought it was, I was just going to listen and get a good laugh, but I wasn't laughing because I was like, oh my God, this makes way too much sense.
It does. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. Great meeting you.
Great meeting you, definitely.
There's a story to tell. I know it well. Won't you listen? It's a one of a kind to open your mind. Would you hear me? I tried to show you the warning signs, but you live your life from TV. Yeah, you're not aware of who you are, let alone where you might be. Think you better stop. Wake up, there's no revolution, yeah. Stop, wake up, there's no revolution, yeah. Well, there's poison in the water, poison in the sky, and every day another war where children have to die. Oh why is there no revolution, yeah? What?
You can never think of something catchy to say.
Everybody tonight, say
Yeah,
it
it all on
with
film.
love, cause the truth hurts. Told you should have looked first. Fingers point to me.
Just like with the moon now you're known as especially when we're seeing the lunar wave, we're just seeing the moon go through the top. This is Faraday effect.
Wow.
She would like learn physics is all that writing is all it is. Is when the fields cross at 90 degrees, the lights go out.
Yeah.
That's Faraday. Twilight, by the way, past dark, sunrise, sunset.
Wow.
We have these rotating fields in our sky naturally right now. That's what's called. Okay, so now you've learned Faraday. Hold this book for me, sir. Now we're going to teach you more hard math. This is Bell's theorem. We're up to college. Are you ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Hold it so you're looking at me. Okay, am I gone?
Yeah.
Okay, magically. Okay, now I'm going to take a picture. Hi!
Wow, there you are.
So by...
Oh, it's not what? Is that plain glass?
So when you're seeing the light in one direction, you'll see one color. When you see it in another direction, you see another. They will all see the true colors. You really do see two. I'm going to take it so you're looking through light evenly, and right now you're seeing one of them. Okay, as I change the angle of the light, there's the other one. I'm changing between, now you see them both. One, the other. I believe this is what's going on with the lunar wave, by the way, when they're looking at it jumping. We do have a field, a polarized field called the heliospheric current sheet that is rotating the field, and it would make it so when it crossed the boundary, you would get this effect. I measured the lunar wave, by the way, and the effect that it jumped. And I matched up the amount of jump to what in nature does, and I came up with this stuff. This matches the lunar wave for the refractive index and the effect you get. And the amount of jump just for fun stuff.
So that's what you're saying with the sunset.
Like, I mean, I'm not.
And what it? I mean.
I don't know for sure. That's what I think. This one's fun too if it'll pick up.
What crystal material is it that changes the color like that?
Okay, fluorescence.
Like, because you got the pink and the orange. Just you know what type of mineral that is doing it?
Okay, this is euperlite, and this one is ocean jasper, and this is fluorite. Fluorescence is something that occurs in nature all over the place. In nature, and like I could have different pieces. Fluorite most commonly is this, but I could have another piece of fluorite that fluoresces pink.
Do you think it's like south and north versus?
I think it should be more following that pi ratio would be out here. That would be where there would probably be, there has to be a landmass, what they probably would call atlas.
So you can see what you have is these essentially pair of opposites that unite harmoniously in our cosmology. And they're understood through two geometric forms, the circle and the square. The circle is actually immeasurable. We always have to approximate a circle. Always. Why? Because we're using the constant of pi. I don't want to get into this too much, but pi is an infinite number. So because it's infinite, we always have to approximate that number. And then so that's what happened, guys. That's exactly what happened. Just believe the narrative. And that happened right across the street from the Luxor Hotel, which is a representation of the Great Pyramid of Giza. So yet again, another occult satanic ritual that was aimed at scaring the shit out of everybody and trying to take your weapons. And what did they do? What did they evoke? The Great Pyramid of Giza, the squared circle.
Ted has been handing out red raffle tickets, and these red raffle tickets are for, excuse me, Mark, this flat earth clock. This is a flat earth clock that was made by Zulu One, and I had our speakers sign it, except for Sean. I think Sean snuck out before I could get his signature. But everybody signed it, everybody else signed it, and we're gonna raffle it off. So if you got those red raffle tickets, that's what those are for. All right. Raffle for the flat earth clock. I'm going for it. Ticket number 0793. Last four numbers. 0793. 0793. Somebody find it? Who's the winner? All right. There you go. Congratulations. There's your flat earth clock. You're welcome. All right, you guys, now we have our dinner break, and then we're going to do the Q&A after dinner. So you have, be back here at 6:30 sharp. 6:30 sharp. Hard start.
With the suits and the tie looks me dead in the eye, and he lies. Yeah, he lies. Then the woman with the makeup and the blouse beams right into my house, and she lies. Yeah, she lies. The man wants me to be scared. The man making me see red, 'cause I know that he lies. Yeah, he lies. Then the woman with the beautiful eyes is no longer beautiful, because I realize that she lies. Yeah, she lies. Well, you ain't welcome round here no more. Been down this road too many times before. This the last time you ever cast your spell. You fooled me once, so shame on you. Won't fool me twice, 'cause I see right through your so many lies you always tell. From the north to the east, to the west to the south, you cover much ground with your filthy mouth and your lies.
That's Mark.
Yeah, your lies.
That's Mark. Okay.
You lie so much you believe yourself.
Long-time viewer, first-time caller.
Me, Sean. From North Carolina, I want to thank you all for the work that you're doing. My question is about the vortex and the portals with the moon. I've been conducting a lot of moon tests, and to confirm that the Earth is not spinning, it's actually our luminaries. So for about 90 days, I've been taking pictures about where it is from my house. Could you guys expand a little bit about that with the vortex and the sun? Basically how the sun is supposed to go down the vortex and come back out, and the moon is supposed to go through portals as stated in the book of Enoch. Can anyone expand?
All right. The portal aspect is pretty difficult to touch on, to be honest. I think it could be magnetic holography as to the portal aspect. But yeah, like if you have a tornado, it's wider at the top, it's tighter at the bottom. So you can look at the analemma, maybe, you know, the sun goes up and down within that, going faster or slower. So faster in the south, so it would be lower, right? So that's basically the way I see it. It's like an ether vortex. I kind of covered that in my presentation. It's been known about for thousands of years, and then hijacked for heliocentrism. So that's my answer.
What he said. She said that sounds good.
Yeah, thank you.
Who's next? You got a question?
What's up, guys? You guys good?
Hey, man.
This question is directed towards Mark Sargent.
Thanks, man.
There's a lot of rumors going around various circles that you might possibly be David Weiss's father. And my question is, what is a woman?
That's a two-part question, not related to David Weiss. I can neither confirm nor deny those allegations about being David Weiss's father.
If we're talking metaphorically, maybe. Physically, I don't think so. Are you? We're the same age, right? As far as what is a woman, I defer.
Someone who has a vagina and can make babies.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Austin.
Someone pointed out that in a couple hundred years from now, when they dig up some bones of people, all they're going to find is men's bones and women's bones. There's not going to be anything else.
Walking over there.
We were asked to all answer, what have we learned since 2020?
Oh yeah, what's the most important thing you've learned since 2020?
Let me go, I'll go.
You want to go? Most important things.
That tons of people don't think for themselves and are basically like zombies. So legit, like you can't talk to everybody because they actually like have a disconnect. I think that's what I learned the most was a Flat Earth kind of shows you that, but you can't actually try to reach everyone. They literally can't understand you, like you're speaking a different language. So I think that the focus would really just be, I don't know, self-sustainability, maybe settling down, making some babies, and creating the next generation of legends. That's really the only way to win.
Anyway, I am out of here. It's been fun, but I am jealous. I'm sure you guys are having a great time, and we will see you soon. If you haven't heard, check out the summit that I have going on November 11th and 12th. A great lineup, and you can go to temms.live to see that lineup, to see the schedule, and we hope to see you there. I remind you guys, do your own research when you do. You'll never again believe all the bullshit you've been taught. Till next time, this has been Jeranism. Peace. Mr. Crumb, floor is yours.
Thank you, Jeran. All right, we're about to debut a parody writing, the first ever live parody writing experiment where we start from scratch. I thought this was going to take maybe a couple hours, but we did 3 8-hour streams. And when we got the music back from Alex, Conspiracy Music Guru, it was just on a whole nother level. So we're like, oh man, this video has to be fire.
California communism, you send socialism, masking kids, stay inside, for your help from louder high. You're living in buzzword, in Lambert, Klaus Schwab, Castro, it's not just a dream. Psychos, the elite, Bill Gates, and tracking me, biotech, all of them, fight our ashes in a car. Trust these liars. You must be discerning, cause the world's not turning. No more astronauts or wires. This world is making it over, now it's time we expose it. 9/11, no planes, another drill, another day. Building 7 falling from the blade they're calling. Nanotherm like concrete, possible found in the street. Lucky Larry, silver stand, moving like a slot machine. Shadows fill, red pill, ropes fell, missile. That's what in the Pentagon. Where is all the footage gone? Trust these liars. You must be discerning, cause the world's not turning. No more astronauts or wires. We are sick of these clowns, let's get the circus shut down. Climate change ever since. There's a problem with the globe. There's a reason why they lie. Those who care about control sell their souls to buy your mind.
Well, so Weird Stuff was designed as a tool to lay out on your coffee table, and it's set up in a magazine format, so it's full of lovely color pictures and all the different ways that you can, look at these puzzles that we have before us, but, looking quite innocuous. just to kind of draw your friends in. And everything just transformed to this massive World Wide Web. So you can imagine when I began, the opinions were few. And now here we are at Flatoberfest, and the opinions are many and driven. And it's really amazing to watch the fascination open as these mysteries start to unfold. Because people say conspiracy theory, and they say there are no conspiracy theories. And obviously there's conspiracy theories all over, Committee of 300. But there's mystery. And that's what they really mean when they say there's no conspiracy theories. They mean there's no mystery left in the world and there's nothing really going on anywhere. But there is everywhere we look. You know, what is CERN doing, right? Why do nations pay billions into finding the God particle? Human cloning vaccines. But wait, you just said human-mice hybrids. You know, I was doing mind control with active court cases that were happening. I mean, it was on television at that time. It was frightening, and I would go to all my conspiracy friends, and they're like, oh, you're blowing this up out of the water, you're taking this too far. But it was all true, you know, the Epstein thing, everything came out, all of this story, and, you know, so there was this time where no one had an opinion on any of this, just thought, oh, don't worry about it. And now the opinions are so bountiful that there was almost a war between the flat earthers and the non-flat earthers. The opinions have gotten so strong and volatile at times that it's a whole different world now than when no one really knew anything, and we were all having to read books to figure this all out. Now you can sit and go listen to whoever's YouTube and get an opinion on something, but you know, the source material is kind of left out, a lot of words about words and things going on, so it's really different now.
You can see puppets on penny said the sky was not the limit. He'd fly to the moon in a nanosecond, but we haven't been back since 1972. Destroyed all the papers and blew up the Challenger crew, except for the twinsies. Space is fake AF. Space is fake AF. It's the darkest black you could imagine. Hey, space boy, you broke my Rocket Man heart. Where are the stars? Is it bright or is it dark? The vacuum of space, oh, the tomfoolery. What happens if you get a leak on it? Well, you have a leak. Tunes cartoons, cartoons.
I'm here with Watson Atkinson.
How's it going?
Good,
to see
brother.
you.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
What a great weekend it's been, huh?
You having a good time?
I love it, man. Every time I come, it's just so much fun. I love seeing everybody, and it was nice to be able to, get a booth over here and set up some stuff and have a place to camp out and work on some projects and catch up. It's been great.
Yeah, so exactly what's going on today? Because I know Chief Crow's performing, and I see you're helping him out in some aspects. So you want to tell people what you're doing and what he's got planned a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, Chief and I met 2 years ago or so now, and we hit it off immediately. We actually had tables next to each other, and we were just like two lost friends who just came together, and we've been buddies ever since. We talked quite a bit, keep in touch, but he called me up the moment he found out he was performing and asked me. He wanted to make sure I was going to come because he's like, I want to make if you're there, it'll be better because. And then right when I didn't know if I was going to come or not because I have a lot going on. I travel a lot, and then once he told me he was going to be,
You have to come.
Then I have to come. So it was 100%. We came together, and then in the last 2 weeks he sent me a lot of his new songs, and he was telling me about his set list, and we came with this idea that I would do all the video editing for the show. So about 2 weeks ago, I did some preliminary, maybe 10 hours of work, just collecting data, mixing stuff, and then in the last 2 days, I've been going nonstop doing all this video work. So he's getting ready to perform. He's got a number of new songs, a bunch of old classics, and then it's a collaborative piece between him and my artwork, and a lot of his videos, I remixed them and made them more psychedelic and cooler, and then I put a lot of my cool content. So it's kind of a symbol of what happens when him and I come together. Like, we're just such artists and poets, and we like to make stuff that it's kind of a
lot of creativity in this community.
It's going to be the first collaborative piece between him and I. So I'm excited. But I think that's what I like about the community is that everybody that you walk up to is just down to earth, they're cool, they're polite, and you immediately start talking about cool things.
Yeah.
And you got this common thing of all being at least, geocentrists.
Yeah, and the bigger underlying issue is we don't accept being lied to.
Exactly.
No matter what it is, whether it's the medical stuff, the earth stuff, whatever it is,
And if you've unraveled the flat earth, truth, then it's very easy to unravel all the other ones, and that's why it's so exciting to have all these different conversations with people, because everyone's exposing lies in dozens of different fields of interest and disciplines. So flat earth is just the tip of the iceberg, and from there it drops down exponentially. And, oh hey, hey Crow, you got a second? I was just telling about how we came together and we collaborated with your music and my art. And this is the kindred soul here.
Chief Crow in the house. Looking forward to tonight?
Yes.
And I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. Always a great energy, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You as well. It's all good energy here. Free energy.
Yeah. Nothing but smiles around here too. It's great.
Yeah, dude. Austin crushed it in his presentation. Glued to every word he said. That was amazing. Standing ovation. Austin. Yes, that was amazing. That was my favorite part.
Yeah,
The
man.
last 2 days. For sure.
Awesome, dude. Look forward to it. What would you say to anybody that hasn't come to an event because they're a little anxious or a little anxiety or whatever like that?
Say, get over yourself. Shut the fuck up and walk here if you have to. Hitchhike. Yeah.
Take a balloon, a blimp.
Put a balloon up and wait for the earth to spin underneath you, and then you'll get to where you're going.
Yeah. Astral projection, telepathy, clairvoyance, whatever it takes. You can make it here.
Say, Chief, you've probably been asked this question a million times, but how did you get into the throat singing stuff?
I was making fun of metal music out in the woods, eating some of the cyanescence. Ate some cyanescence, and then I open tune the guitar, which, guitar players, you gotta open tune your guitar.
Oh.
And then I was just like, and then it was just like, I got a little tired. I was like, and I was like, sweet dude, whoa, what's happening?
Awesome, dude. All right, man. I know you want to try and get ready for your set, so
getting ready.
Yeah, man. We'll see you soon.
All right,
brother.
All right.
Fuck all the deniers.
Wow.
thank you all for being here for Flatoberfest 2022. That's the end. You guys are the best.
So everybody that's willing to speak out about the flat earth, tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the downtown Greenville Waterfall Park in Bowater Amphitheater of Reedy Park. That's it. Be there or be sphere.
Like a merchant, don't despair, ladies. Don't despair. Who wants dangly flat earth earrings? Is that it?
Somebody want to say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this, and thank you for having a love of truth.
A flat earth game. A flat earth game. Flat earth game. Forget you baller bigots. Y'all can soak your head. Forget you baller bigots. Woo! Y'all can go pound sand. Forget you baller bigots. Y'all can go kick rocks. Forget you baller bigots. Y'all can suck a lemon. Forget you baller bigots. All you fellas wussies. The earth ain't got no curve, ain't no sense in even looking. Earth don't need to spin. NASA lied again. Forget scientists. Y'all can soak your heads. The earth flat with a dome. Y'all can go get proved. It ain't no South Pole. The earth ain't no gold. Bob bigots, some fools. I proved all y'all wrong. And with the evidence shown, now get yourself.
All right, so let me give you another idea. Okay. Let me give you another idea, okay?
You can bend the signal of the image.
Yeah, stop talking about fiber optics, dude. Why do you keep going to fiber optics?
It's the type of lens.
No, it's not. It's maintained within a tube. Free flat smacks. Let's go. You cannot have air pressure next to a vacuum without a solid barrier. You do not live on a spinning space testicle. But guess what? That doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because we see a horizon beyond. Curvature and spin. Vacuum that holds air in. Let's go. Let's prove it.
Has anybody measured the earth curve? Shut us down right now. Show us the experiment.
Try to prove the globe for yourself and you become one of us crazy people. It used to be taught up until the 1900s that there was two models available, the globe and flat earth. That's in their writing.
Supreme Court case right here. Can you refresh yourself on the law?
Yeah, we have the right to be here, man. Freedom of speech. We're not using amplified devices. Yeah.
The problem is that you're using fans.
So if somebody gets offended, is that a good law? Okay. Okay. All right. Prove curvature, prove the spin, prove that a vacuum can hold air in. Let's go. Where's your globe?